All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today we are talking all about Metro Ethernet. Um, Now,
Metro Ethernet.
I think a lot of people have heard the term, but maybe they're not
Right.
totally sure what it is or really how it affects them.
Yeah. It's kind of
How it works.
one of those things that's behind the scenes, but it's making a big difference in how we use the internet.
Definitely. And it's not
Yeah.
just for businesses anymore,
Right.
right?
Absolutely not.
Like this is affecting how we stream at home, how we game, like all sorts of stuff.
Yep. All of it.
So let's break it down, I guess, and
Sure.
start with like the basics. What is Metro Ethernet?
So Metro Ethernet is basically a way to connect different locations within a city
Okay.
using really high-speed fiber optic cables. It's kind of like the internet, but it's a private network.
Okay.
So it's just for your business or your organization.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so fast and reliable.
So it's kind of like having your own personal internet highway.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So we were talking about speed before, like how fast are we talking?
Oh, we're talking really fast, like up to 100 gigabits per second fast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's enough to download a whole HD movie in like seconds.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing technology.
And that's all thanks to fiber optics, right?
Yeah, fiber optics is the key here. It's way faster and more reliable than traditional copper cables.
I remember
Yeah.
back in the day when, you'd have like DSL or cable internet, and
Oh,
it was always so slow and spotty.
totally. And you'd always get those buffering issues.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
But with fiber, it's just like, boom, instant connection.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
So we've talked about like the basics and the speed, but how does Metro Ethernet actually work? Like, how do they set it up?
So there are different ways to set up Metro Ethernet depending on your needs.
Okay.
The simplest is called point-to-point,
Point to point.
which basically connects two locations directly.
Okay.
So like if you have a main office and a branch office, you can connect them with a point-to-point Metro Ethernet connection.
So it's like a dedicated line between those two spots.
Exactly. It's like a private tunnel just for your data.
Got it.
Then there's multi-point, which connects multiple locations on a single network.
So if you have like
Oh.
a bunch of offices all over the city.
Exactly. You can connect them all together with multi-point. And they can all share data and communicate with each other easily.
That sounds super useful for businesses.
It is. It's very popular with businesses that have multiple locations.
And then there's one more, right?
Yep, there's also hub and spoke,
Hub and spoke.
which is kind of like a star shape. You have a central hub, like a data center,
Okay.
and then multiple spokes connecting to it.
So like all the data goes through that central hub.
Exactly. It's a good way to manage traffic and distribute content efficiently.
Makes sense. So those are the different ways to set it up.
Yep, those are the main ones.
Cool.
Oh.
So we've talked a lot about businesses, but how does Metro Ethernet affect regular people like me and you?
Well, you might not realize it, but you're probably using Metro Ethernet every day.
Really?
Yeah, like if you stream movies online or play video games or work from home, you're probably using Metro Ethernet without even knowing it.
Wow. So it's like powering all of our favorite online activity.
Exactly. It's the backbone of the modern internet.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So we talked about security a little bit before.
Yeah.
How secure is Metro Ethernet like? Is it safe to send sensitive information over this kind of network?
Yeah, that's a great question. And security is super important with any network.
Right.
But Metro Ethernet is actually very secure. It uses a lot of the same security measures as the internet, like encryption and firewalls.
Oh, okay.
So your data is protected from unauthorized access.
That's good to know. One last thing. I know we've talked about how Metro Ethernet is like a good investment for businesses.
Yeah.
But what about for individuals? Like, is it something that regular people can get?
So it's not really designed for individuals in the same way that like home internet is, but some internet providers are starting to offer fiber to the home services,
Oh, interesting.
which use the same technology as Metro Ethernet.
So we might start seeing more of that in the future.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a trend we're going to see more of.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. About Metro Ethernet, is there anything else you want to add?
I think we covered the main points, but it's important to remember that Metro Ethernet is constantly evolving.
Right.
So who knows what the future holds for this technology?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's always changing. Well, thanks for joining me today and explaining all of this.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to another deep dive. We'll see you next time.